I'm live. I'm live. Hey. Hey, family. I'm a little early, so I want to set some things up. Let's a second. Okay. Remove. Okay, sorry. I knew it would be some technical difficult. So started a little. All right, it's. Oh, damn. All right, hang on. I see it went somewhere else. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna start at 7, so y'all bear with me. Y'all can put some questions and whatnot in the comment section. If y'all have some, I'll try to take a couple questions before we get started. There we go. Okay, getting there. I don't know why my computer. Let me share this to my regular page. Couple minutes. Hang on in there. Couple minutes. There we go. To be on a bullshit. Fuck. Famine. All right, people. All right, before we got 5 minutes, let's see what we got on the questions. Let me say hey to all of you. Jimmy Nichols, Code Red, One Love, B1 Fam, Presidential Mike, Black Heavyweight. All right, let me see questions. I want to be in New York. I have a question for you. So you got to come to New York for it. Thank you, Code Red. I appreciate you. Did he violate the stay away order by making the video calling the victim a liar? I believe he did. I believe he did. I think I spoke on that before, that maybe his only plausible deniability is that he made that video before he took the plea. So he could say, I didn't know the plea parameters, right? He could lie and say that, but it's plausible deniability. But, again, once you do know the pleas, then those videos should have come down. And trust me, I know the prosecutor's watching. Like I told y'all, they watch social media more than anything else. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in court in the next month or so. So yeah, how many windows do you have open? I only have one window open. Does it sound like it sounds crazy? One Love? Best contact. You can email me, ikespeaks@gmail.com. I heard a rumor that 120. Is that true? Y equals self. Please look up or down. Or look up Dr. Shiva for president. All right. I'll do that. Hola. Mi gente. Hola. Does he have to begin the sex offender program before he is released? I believe he has to complete that before he is released. Henry Phillips, thank you. You're welcome. ikespeaks@gmail.com. All right. I'm going to throw the link down in the chat. And then we're going to get into this because, really do this. But then someone's like, you got to. I'm like, so much misinformation here. Let's see if it's there. All right, how do I? Okay. I'm sorry, my dog. I didn't realize how loud he was till I went back and listened. I'm like, this fucking dog, and I can't make him shut up. He's just in the other room. All right, so let's get this started. There is a brother on YouTube, YK the Truth, I believe is his name. The link is here. I hope the brother's around. You wanted to talk to me, brother, so pull up so we can have a conversation so that I can help you better understand so that you will no longer mislead the people that follow you. All right. So the first thing I want to say is I'm going to put this fucking dog outside. Like, and I have two dogs. One is a barker. The other is not. Like, I need you to be quiet for a minute. Let me get through this. Yes, right. So the problem is that when people don't know, they might be willing to accept information from just anyone. And he was attacking me, and I don't mind being attacked, right? Because I understand that wrong is only that which you disagree with. So if you think I'm wrong, it's probably because you disagree with me, but not because I am actually not correct, right? So let's break this down. Oh, all right. Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta go smack my dogs. Okay. I threatened one of my sons. I'm like, lock this motherfucker up. Yeah, YK, come join the live. Come join the live. So let's start off with who is YK? Who is YK? And I got, I saw, I think it was, I want to say Queen's Throne. I had a couple clips on there. Shout out to Queen's Throne. She's very much more adept at these videos, and she got her shit queued up and slowed down and sped up. And I can't do it. I can't do it. Shout out to y'all who can do it. I got to do shit the old-fashioned way. Okay. So let me find a couple things. So YK did a video basically saying that I lied about Polite taking a plea and blah blah blah. So the first thing we need to do is we got to go over the plea again. All right, let's listen to the plea one more again. Just the plea. Just the fucking plea. I don't know where the fuck. You know what? This fucking dog. All right.
Michael Eugene Note Jr., August 10th, 1983.
All right, thank you. You were originally charged under case number following charge lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, a second is punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Count 2 was lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, 12 to 16 years, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Lewd and lascivious conduct on a child under 16 by a defendant 18 or over, a second-degree felony. Count 4, lewd and lascivious exhibition on a child under 16 years, defendant over 18, 15 years state prison, and contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail, and then count 6.
Right? The lewd and lascivious behavior charges, there were about 4 of those. Those were all felony counts, second degree, right? Second degree. You heard that they were punishable by up to 15 years, right? 15 years. Stay with me. Stay with me. Because those are the old charges, right? There's a new information. Just for the purposes of this plea, they came up with new charges so that he could take this plea, right?
The state has now filed an amended information today, charging you with the following: 3 felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison.
So let's just stop. So you traded 4 counts of second-degree felony where you was facing 15 years to 2 counts of first-degree felony where you're facing 30 years apiece. Okay, so let's understand, because typically when someone takes a plea, they take a plea to lesser included offenses. Lesser, not greater offenses. So this was a deal that the prosecution and the came up with so that he would stay with this. I'm not taking a plea where I would have to register as a sex offender. But you're just not that bright. You're not that bright. And the prosecution, they just was a little brighter than you. So let's keep listening.
And contributing to the delinquency, dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, to plead guilty to this new information, you would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been by up to 5 years state prison. The state has now filed an amended information. 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison, and contributing to the delinquency, dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new crime. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I do need the defendant, because there are not initials on these pages. Let me.
Hey, no, the Brooklyn Magic, he don't want y'all to hear that he
Now, it
pleaded
is my
guilty to this
understanding,
nasty
Mr.
shit.
Nowak, that you have gone over this plea agreement with your lawyer, and I want to go over it with you, not each and every aspect of it, but in terms of the plea agreement, and then we will go into the details on the contract. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the plea agreement, 10 years of reporting probation. As a condition of probation, the defendant
It's,
will,
what you say, 10 years
10
probation.
years reporting probation. The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding there are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront with within 24 hours. That monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of service. Additionally, there will be a stay away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
Wait.
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, all right. Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of deliberate contributing to the delinquency of a minor, that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931. Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry if my audio was choppy. I guess that's why they do that all before, and the sharing is not the best, but it is what it is. What I was trying to highlight is what the judge said about the involuntary civil commitment, which is what this talk is about. Involuntary civil commitment of sexually violent offenders under statute 394.910 to 394.932. So let's look at that. All right, just go down a little bit. Health chapter, but mental health chapter, but particularly part 5 is the 394.910 through 394.93. I think the judge said 192, whatever. Right? This is the part, involuntary civil commitment of sexually violent predators. This is the part what the judge said. Now we're going to get into the problems that people are having with aggravated child abuse. Here's what what the YK guy, what you're missing. What you're missing is that the prosecutor has indicated that the aggravated child abuse with great bodily harm was motivated by sex, was motivated by your sexual gratification, by you wanting to have sexual gratification of yourself. Okay? So that's why they were like, fine, you don't want to plead to something where you're gonna have to register for a sec. Fine, that's fine. We have other ways, right? And so this is the statute. So let's look at the statute because I think this is important. Sexually violent predator. I think the guy YK doesn't understand how polite can be a sexually violent predator. So let's read the statute. Definitions under 394.92, because usually you need to figure out what the definitions mean, right? Let's go to legislative intent first. Let's see if we can go to legislative intent first. My computer is acting up today. All right, let me read you the legislative intent. The legislature intends that persons who are subject to the civil commitment procedure for sexually violent predators under this part be subject to the procedures established in this part and not to the provisions of part 1 of this chapter. Less restrictive alternatives are not applicable to cases initiated under this part. Let's be clear. Michael Nowak's case is initiated under this part, right? So let me go back. Let's go to definitions before we understand. All right, definitions. We want to figure out if he's a sexually violent predator. So the definitions says under 9, This guy is an idiot. Let's see if I can highlight that for you. Hopefully you can see that. That is any criminal act that either at the time of sentencing for the offense or subsequently during civil commitment proceedings under this part has been determined beyond a reasonable doubt to have been sexually motivated. Or, before we go to the or, any criminal act either at the time of sentencing for the offense. Let's stop at or. Or means disjunctive, means that you don't have to read that part. It could be a different process, right? It was pronounced at your time of sentence. And I would bet money that it's in your 4-page plea agreement that you didn't want read out loud after, you tried to get people kicked off the Zoom, right? So this is how child abuse, aggravated child abuse, is any criminal act. YK, the truth, any criminal act, brother, any criminal act that would include aggravated child abuse. For at sentence, it was pronounced, right? Or let's look at the next one. Let's look at I. Any criminal offense which the state attorney refers a person to the Department of Civil Commitment Proceedings pursuant to 394-9125. So it's clear to me that this statute applies to him, right? Because this is any criminal act. You don't have to plead per se to a sex crime in order for this section, this statute, to be applicable to you. All right. So that's just one. Let's understand that he has to do his time before, and you can go through that whole section and it gives you all of the notifications and what his recourse is and how he can demand a trial regarding the civil commitment and go through the trial process like it was any other trial, right? And that he has to be evaluated every year. I'm not going to go through the whole section. Let's look at some of the other conditions. What are the indicators that this person is a sexually violent person? No unsupervised contact with kids. Okay, that's one. Work restrictions in that you would not be able to work in certain industry where we might be wearing a uniform. A uniform, right? Because we don't want children to think that you're a safe space, right? Stay away order. You're not any contact with this person, all right? So I don't know what the question is, but here's what I do know. This person is not the brightest person in the deck. So let me see. He had, I think the problem, maybe let me try to share it as a video file. No, do I want to do that? Hang on. Let me see something. Nothing happened. That's so whack. Oh, something did happen. I'm waiting for YK to pull up. Where is he? No, I don't have anything on the violation yet. Door of L, not yet. He did fumble the bag. Go red. Thank you, Knowledge TV. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. Sounds like a contractual agreement. I'm not a lawyer. It is a contract. It's a plea agreement. Absolutely. And you know what the parameters of a plea agreement is? You have to have a meeting of the minds, right? I'm sorry, Anthony. Thank you. I appreciate it. I heard things were blurring out. It happens. It be happening. What was I looking for? Hold on. Bear with me. Oh, that didn't do it, huh? Okay. I didn't save it. That's why, because I'm too smart. Day. I don't want to download this bullshit to my device. Okay, I might be able to do that. I'm trying to see if I can do something where it won't be so choppy. Tag YK. Pull up, brother. Pull up. It's all up here. I'm an informationalist. I want to help you. I want to help you learn a thing or two about a thing or two.
Out and say it wasn't true. I was mad.
I don't know why
he recanted. So if he recanted his
hold on, guys. I don't know why that's happening. I feel like I got a delay.
Statement, that means it's inadmissible. That means it's no longer valid. You can't use it, but you thirsty nigga.
Let me see if I can play that again. Hold on. Hold on. So this is YK talking about Sonetta, saying that at one point Sonetta was done with Polite, and then he recanted the fact that he was done with Polite. And now the fact that he recanted is a statement. You can't use that statement no more because it's inadmissible. So I'm see if I can try to play it again. See if we can get that. Queen, this is Queen Throne. Shout out to Queen Throne. So, but it's, you know, she sped it up for time's sakes. So this is not his real voice and all that good stuff. But all right, let's go back. Let me try.
Then Sonetta comes out and say it wasn't true.
Damn.
I was mad. Recanted. So if he recanted his statement, that means it's inadmissible. That means it's no longer valid. You can't use it, but you thirsty niggas keep using it.
All right. I tried. But you got the point. That's your boy YK. He basically saying, I don't know who the fuck YK is, but he wanted to put my name in one of his videos. So let me address it. So just off top, so that you understand something. If someone makes a statement and they recant that statement, the recanted statement does not disappear in thin air. It does not spontaneously combust. It is still admissible, YK. Let's learn something today. The rules of evidence say that if you have a statement, right, and you recant that statement now is what we call a prior inconsistent statement. And it's admissible. You know why it's admissible? It's admissible to impeach your credibility and to let people know that you changed your statement. So it is admissible. So you have no understanding of the law. Let's start there. Please do not challenge. You see this? You see behind me? That's not play. That's not for show. Those are real academic excellence. Those are real demonstrations. And I got another wall on the other side. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious, but just to let you know that my credentials are impeccable. Right now, the other thing you said was you didn't understand why I had so much hate for Polite. So let me show you why I had so much hate. Can I get a slide going? Mm-hmm. Let me get a slide. Let me show y'all. Bear with me. And what am I showing y'all? Oh, I'm showing y'all Yeah, I know what I'm showing you. Let me show you all this little chat. All right. So back in the day when I was doing the scamming shit, right? And I was trying to get people to come and let me see. Let me remove this. Get off. This is just one example. Can I make this bigger? Can you guys see that? Let's try full screen layout. This is just some of the people that Polite has scammed. Some of the people I was trying to help. I can't make it bigger. But if you can see, $70,000, of which I was able to get $24,000 back for one young man. That happened in Virginia. Some of the dates are over there. I believe this was around 2019. That money went to Juliet Small. Juliet Small, you know who that is, right? That's Aminette, right? All right. Then we've got $3,500 Atlanta, Georgia. That was sent by wire, sent to him to his Wells Fargo account. Somebody sent him $20,000 in Philadelphia via wire to his Wells Fargo account. $6,000 Washington D.C. 1,000 of that went to Victoria Lamore. Remember Victoria? Y'all remember Victoria? They was on the elephant or some shit. Or yeah. 3,800 of that wire went to Wells Fargo. $10,000 that person's name, January 2016. $5,000 in Detroit Cash App. That went to a guy named Emmanuel Giles and Jessica Casey. You know who Jessica Casey is, right? That's Riot. You know, he gave them all new names and shit. So, all right. Then we've got another 3,000 or so. We've got another $200, another 3,000 in New York, also wired. Another 15 in Philadelphia. Not sure how that was sent. So this is just some of the stuff that I have been compiling. But what you have to understand is that there's a story behind all of these people, and I received it. And that secondary burden, I carried that because I was really trying to help these people as best as I could, or to the extent that I could keep anyone else from being a victim of his. Right? So that's why I'm angry. It's called righteous indignation, young man. It's called righteous indignation, right? Because I love my community. I said, my tag is, I love you. I really do. I'm not fucking around. I'm not trying to misinform anyone. So come so you can get this knowledge, get this information, get this education. You asked if, are you boo-boo the fool? Yeah, yes. And the last thing you said was, can the terms of his probation be modified? Listen to the damn audio. You could listen to the plea. The prosecutor is very clear that the terms of that plea cannot be modified unilaterally, right? That means he cannot change the terms by himself, right? It would have to be approved by both the judge and the state attorney. That is the prosecutor. Do you really think that they're going to let him off the hook? No. That's why the deal was constructed this way. That's why. Right? So until we get the 4 pages of the plea agreement that would probably give us a little bit more information, we have to go off and extrapolate from what was said in court. And that's not hard. I'm an attorney. I'm a researcher. I'm an analyst. I'm an academic. I'm a historian. I'm all of these things. Okay, I'm not just going to take things on face value. I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to look. I'm going to see exactly what these things mean. Okay, and then I'm going to share them with you. But attack me for what? You said that the people, or that they were unwilling to go to trial. Listen, this plea would not have happened if they weren't willing to go to trial. But the fact that they did not want to go to trial is a very different thing. Right? I might not want to go to trial, but you put my back against the wall, I don't have a choice. Right? And so if the prosecution, and I'm a former prosecutor, if a prosecutor can say, okay, we can work out a deal where Polite gets what he wants. He doesn't want to be a sex offender. He doesn't be a registered sex offender. And you don't have to testify. We can come up with a plea deal where we would still have to have sex offender treatment. He won't have to register, but he's going to be subject to involuntary civil commitment. That's the deal. That's the deal. And I'm not so sure why it's so hard for people to understand. All right, let me see. Radio station where Renat and Stinky. I don't know what that means to watch. I don't know. Why response to judge's plan maybe say he didn't understand the plea. Because it's in writing. That's why the judge made him sign all 4 pages, right? Initial every page. Don't just sign the last page, right? The last page, the attestation page, usually is what we call it, right? Don't just sign that last page. Initial every goddamn page so we know. And that's why when you take a plea, there is an allocution. And you heard the judge say, that's your lawyer? You're happy with the services he gave, which is what makes it difficult to take your plea back, right? Judges are very meticulous, and there's a litany of questions that they ask to make sure it would be very difficult for you to get your plea back. Things like you are knowingly waiving your right to trial, right? You're doing that of your own volition. Nobody has promised you anything, right? All of these things, you're not under any duress. You understand. You have a clear head. You've spoken to your attorney. You've had enough time. You're satisfied with his representation. So don't come back and say ineffective assistance of counsel. All of those questions the judge went through so that he couldn't come back and say, I didn't understand. You heard the judge say, you understand you're subjected to involuntary civil commitment. And he said, yeah. So, all right. Cassandra Brown wants to know, you have any thoughts on why people are blaming the victim mother? Sure. There are a lot of people who think that she should have gatekept better or gate-kept better. Is that right? Right. And she should not have trusted her daughter with this man and I get that. But I don't think that we could go as far as to say that she is responsible, right? Because she was in a relationship with this man. And I just showed you a whole spreadsheet of people who trusted him enough to send him thousands of dollars. So she trusted him enough that she believed the story he told. From what I understand is I want to talk to her and let her know, she got to get on the right track, and her mother's doing everything right, and I'm going to sit her down and da-da-da-da, right? As a single mother, maybe that's something that she thought would be helpful, right? So I know that there is a class, a legion, a cacophony of people who are blaming her, and I think it's misplaced. I really do. I think it's misplaced. I mean, obviously, as a mom, you are the first line of defense. But we all are subjected to misjudgment, right? We all are. So I can't blame her. I can't imagine that she would have thought that he was capable of that, because stealing somebody's money and molesting your child, those two things don't go together. So even if she was aware that he was a scamming ass motherfucker, maybe she didn't know that he was capable of this, right? So I can't blame her. I can't. Jew Lugs, you missed a bunch of videos that didn't play well. Oh God, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Will he immediately go into protective custody? Is this the standards for those type of questions? I don't know. I will tell you that I do not know. I have no idea. Knowing him, he's probably going to try to act like the tough guy and don't put me in PC. Put me in PC. I'm going to let them bust your ass cheeks open and do what they got to do. What else here? Yes, Crypto Roots. Crypto Roots was one of the people who sent him, and he wasn't even added. Crypto Roots came after. And he's I think he said he hadn't seen any of my videos, but I spoke to Crystal Roots, tried to help him as well. But at that point, he doesn't have any money, and the money that he's getting, and y'all are sending him and sending to the various people that were part of this enterprise. Those monies were going to all of the things that you saw in those videos, right? Renting these cars and the clothes and the things of that nature. So, establishing a cult with all his wives while they undermine control. Right now, I think there's only one left. I think there's only one left. I think everybody else has jumped ship, and the only one left is Aminette, who is, controlling the Instagram account. So, all right. Is there anything else I want to say on here? Talked about the modification. Oh, the last thing. This brother YK, you had not addressed the fact that he has to take the mentally disordered sex offender treatment program, and I believe your response to hold on. What is that? Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna just do it this way, because fuck all this extra shit. This was his comment on his YouTube channel, when someone said, "What about the fact that he has to take the mentally disordered sex offender treatment program?" This idiot says, "I keep telling you, he's gonna have it modified and no longer have to do the program because he hasn't pled to or was convicted of a sexual crime." Well, I already addressed that. I already showed you that the statute says any crime. It says any crime. Doesn't have to be a sex crime. Any crime that is sexually motivated. That counts. So the Jimmy Ryce Act, which you don't know about, go look it up. That's where this statute comes from. The 394, that section, that's the Jimmy Ryce Act. Look it up. All right. Look it up. All right. I think I covered everything. And he has not pulled up, so I don't think he really wants to talk to me. I think he just wanted to use my name to get some clicks and likes and whatnot. So I hope that worked out for you, brother. Hope that worked out well. But don't ever question my credentials. Ever. Never. You can't see me at all. Like, for real. Can they call him back for posting a video claiming he's dropping all sexual charges like they did with Sarah Jane Olsen, accused of helping the Black Panther? I don't know who Sarah Jane Olsen is right now. I'm not looking her up. They could bring him back for the videos for violating the terms of his plea agreement. He's not getting his plea back, though. I just need in violation of the stay away order. A stay away order is not just you don't contact me. It's don't do anything to alarm, annoy, or harass me, right? And so all of those things fall under that umbrella, in my opinion, right? So I think that there might be some grounds. Either put him on notice that he's dangerously close and that he needs to cease in what he's doing, or just hail him back in and let him know that he violated. So I hope that answers that question. Let's see. My prison might be a breeding ground to relaunch New Covenant. Good luck with that. Apostle. What about Sonetta? Did he ask you to help him get his money back from Polite? No. Sonetta did not ask me to help him get his money back from Polite, if that's what you mean. No, but I did reach out to Sonetta when I was carrying all that secondary burdens right? Listening to these stories, and that's just a fraction of it, right? The stories of the people just on the phone crying, literally destitute, literally like, I sent him my last, I was dependent on that. I needed that for rent. I needed that for a mortgage. I needed that for baby pampers and milk and, basic shit, while you out flossing. That's very, very disturbing. So yeah, he's black-hearted, and yeah, I can't stand his ass. Polite spoke from prison today saying he's helping inmates with their credit. Okay, good for him. I'm glad he's found something useful. Right, DeCalla, who pleads to a greater charge? Nobody pleads to a greater charge. This is how dumb you are. You're like, I'm so committed to standing on the principle that I'm not going to be a registered sex offender, but I'll take a plea to a higher crime with more penalties, right? With more penalties and more exposure to indefinite civil commitment. I'll do that. You give me that one instead, so I could save face and I could tell people things like they dropped all the sex charges, right? Any crime, any criminal act. The statute says any criminal act that is sexually motivated. And that was already determined, that sentence, already determined. Okay. All right. I think that's enough for tonight. What y'all think? I think that's all right. That's about 40 minutes. I try to keep these kind of short, but and I apologize again. I'm gonna figure out a better way to share. I guess I got to get on the making these videos in advance and all that. I don't really have time for that. I just don't. I don't have time for that. Let me see. Someone asked how to donate. You can donate to my Cash App at Ike Speaks if anybody is interested in that. Ike Speaks. Those. Let me see. Thank you. Shit, my phone is ringing. I can't take that call right now. Anyway. All right, fam. All right, that's all I got. No more questions. I hope I was able. It looks like I was not able to get on Facebook. I can't tell, unfortunately. Anyway, I'll work it out. It's not that serious. Your boy didn't show up, so I'm out. It's your girl Ike here. I love you. I really do. Peace.